Okay. So now we're going to make our square map. So let's clean up here a little bit. So basically we're going to copy the circle movement. So let's do this. Where is it? I really need to rename this directory, because I think right now it's still the name of the original directory. Data, here we go. Boards, circle movement. Let's duplicate that and call it square movement. Okay. So starting with the hexes. So it's basically going to be the same. I'll call this neutral 3. And the shape is going to go in a different spot. The valid moves are going to be different too. So let's see here. Make this here, and let's go like this. They're all going to change to square. And then we're going to import square from square, except for the valid moves. Valid moves we're going to get from somewhere else in a second. Yeah. So valid moves should not be required in board. Valid moves should be an empty array. I mean, I will provide it, but shouldn't be required to render the board. And then let's move the shape to the center. So the y-index will be, I think it's going to be -2. And this will still be 0. I think that will do it. And then I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. This one. So this is the boring part. Figuring out how to increase the size of this. Basically, we've got an empty one here. So I believe it's going to be like this. Empty neutral 1. Move that over. And then this one's going to be 2. And then this one's going to be... how does it work? So move that one over. Oh shit, I have to change the size too. It's going to be much bigger. Let's just go with double size for now. Maybe not double, maybe like 1.5. So like 10, and like 8. Just make it a little bit bigger. That looks terrible. So this one should be neutral 1. And then 1 here. Oops, this is going to be neutral 3. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. And then we're going to need a third one here. Neutral 2. That'd be 3 on the third one, 2 in the second one, 2 here. And then 3, and then 2, and then 1. That doesn't look right. And then 3, 2, and then 1. That has an empty. Like that. Almost. Now we need to add more on the bottom. So it needs to be 3 here. Three, and then 2, and then 1. Okay. There's one off here. That's right. It's quite bigger. Just move the selected one over. So he's going to move down 1 and over 1. Oh, and he's going to be a square. And let's make him a bit bigger. That is tiny. Where's the styles? It's in the valid, the rules view styles here. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to add some valid moves there. Should I get him here? Because I'm just going to use get valid square moves. It's going to need selected shape. Selected shape is all it takes. Oh, but then get cardinal hexes takes a bunch of stuff. It's going to need, well, I don't necessarily. Hopefully this function will work without black elements, and if it doesn't, I'll refactor it. It's going to need the hexes, selected shape, and the shapes. So let's pass all of that here. It's not the place to do it. Let's just do it like we did here. Let me just change this to square. Square movement, valid moves from data boards. Square movement, valid moves. And then do the same thing that we did in the, let's do it in here. Square movement here. Oh, that's already there. Okay, so then this is going to change. We are going to do it like this. Constant square valid moves. I don't need to be explicit here. Just like valid moves equals, and then do it like this. Get valid square moves. Where are we? Here. Don't need that. And then we're gonna export default valid moves. Okay, and our args are gonna be the hexes, which we're going to import from hexes. We have it right there. And what else? The shapes. Yeah. And the selected shape. And the selected shape is going to be the shapes, the one shape that is in there. And we got to import get valid square moves, which is going to have to be like this from, where's valid moves? It's in utils/valid moves. Now, why is this? Inquire. Should do it. And hopefully valid move, get valid square moves handles the absence of those props gracefully. Probably won't. And then in the rules view here, I'm going to import, it did already, square movement valid moves. It's not working. So let's look at this guy. The board. This board is getting no valid moves because square movement valid moves. Selected shape is provided. So I could probably do a debugger here and see what's happening. Let's pop this out. Maybe better. So and let's move it like this. Let's look at our local scope. We don't need the call stack. Look. Args. Okay, so we have shape. We have a selected shape. We have the hexes. Oh, that's why. This is why. The hexes, or wait, valid moves. The hexes is the hexes.hexes. So that comes with metadata. And the gets valid square moves just wants the array. So let's get rid of this debugger. To the console. There we go. Okay. So I could have just hard coded them. I mean, there's not that many, but I wrote my valid move functions in a pure functional way. So I just pass it what it needs, and it'll compute some useful stuff and send it back. Okay. So let's see what we touched. Not much. Added a lot. Okay. So add square movement minimap. Boom. Okay, next is the triangle, which is going to be a bit trickier, but you get the point.